working with energy. Now, working with energy, the biggest problem I see nowadays, and I don't think it's something that I can correct, because I tried to correct it, and I have done for years, but the students choose not to do it, so therefore I can't see how we can correct it. We've moved on a long way since the days where the sensei would either slap the student, hit the student, shout at the student, make them feel inferior, belittle them. These things have had to change because we're in the modern world now, and I don't think it's necessary. Yes, it was necessary in my time because my mindset was of a different era. I hope that I've progressed, even though I've got older. My mind is still vibrant and thinking we must change. We must look at what the people want today, not what it wanted in my era. So talking about how do we use energy within the realms of Aikido. So you're on the mat and you offer, let's say you offer a Ihami, my right hand hit their right hand. As you offer your hand, you can feel a sort of, if you do it slow enough, you can feel the scribing. I'll bring my hand up. You could, as you do this in Tai Chi, if we move our hand slowly, we can actually feel the hand going past the energy of the air, or it may be the energy of our aura expanding. Certain cameras can see this. So as you offer your hand towards your partner to grab it, for you to be able to sense this delicate feeling and understanding, you need to be in a state of mind wanting to sense this. As they start to come to you and they may start putting their hand out, you need to sense their energy, their aura, whatever you want to call it, as it's starting to come out. As you get better, just by standing there and looking at who your uke is, with the vision of not staring but seeing everything, your senses will tell you what that person is like. And I believe that, going on from my other talks on energy, I believe that I know that person, not inside out, but it's almost like you know that person, and at that moment in time. So you're very much, as Eckhart Tolle would say, you're very much in the now. But there's more to just putting your hand out to carry out a Shihan, Kodogai, Tenchin, whatever technique you're going to do. It's that initial meeting of setting yourself up. So on the tatami, it's all staged, isn't it? So you bow to your partner, you stand in the right place, the distance is whatever it is. If it's your turn to go first, you put your arm out and they come to grab your wrist. If it doesn't work out, you say, can I do that again? And this could go on a few times. Or if you're in a strict club, they might say you only do 2, whether you want to do it more or not, you can't. So let me go to tell you about those people who say, oh, I'm not into this energy rubbish, I just love my Aikido, I have a great time. We all have the ability, without knowing how you tie the two together. So what I'm talking about is exactly the same as what I'm going to talk about now. And that is, when you meet somebody for the first time, you instantly know, before shaking hands or anything, you instantly know if you're going to like them or not. So this, me knowing my uke, my attacker, or whatever it is, by instantly knowing them, you can sense, and the higher your senses go in a real situation, you can sort of like feel their positiveness. They're getting perhaps bigger because they're feeling like they're going to win this. You know, they're expanding. So rather than you reducing, you can read what they are doing, what their expansion is. So as they come to you in a real situation, your instincts will work. And this is the same instincts, whether you know it or not, but we need the techniques to carry out a good escape or a good pin or something. That's where the technical comes in. But as I'm talking about energy, you already know that person if you've worked on trying to fine-tune your tuition, your gut feeling, your sensing. Different words all mean the same. So sometimes a friend that you like, you know, perhaps a student even that you really like, they will bring a student along of one of theirs. Let's say they're a teacher. Let me switch it a bit. Let's say they're a teacher and they're bringing along to meet a new student, hasn't met me before. Before they even shake my hand or bow, I will know if they're feeling that I'm this big powerful sensei and they're this little weak person and they're sort of humbly bowing to me, where I've already got this authority of much bigger, being a much bigger energy than them, without me even wanting to portray anything. It's the stories that their senses told them about me, or they may have watched a dynamic film and thought, wow, you know. So as soon as they meet me, they think I'm this massive person. I used to think this of Saito Sensei, but the thing is, he was this massive person, even though he was much smaller than me. Unless he stood next to me with his little braces on and working clothes and his straw hat, I didn't see him as anything but this giant of a person who the last thing you want to do is say anything wrong, do anything wrong. Strange, and yet he was jovial, he would laugh. If you thought it was funny, laugh more than most people. Anyhow, going back to the energy side, we're using it every day. If you meet someone in business, you meet somebody in a cafe, you know, they bring a friend along, you meet them, you will automatically know this person. Don't take the sense of how well you know them, but you'll know them enough to know whether you like the person or not instantly or not. I shouldn't really put too much emphasis on whether you like them or not, because I've found people that are very reserved and you can't really read them. And then when you get to know them, they're really nice people. But then you'll get other people who I have the same thing with, but I'm always aware of them. I'm always thinking they seem okay and I like them, but there's something in the back of my mind that keeps sort of edging away at me saying, I wonder if I'm seeing them 100% as they are, or whether they're only showing me what they want to show me. Are they not such a great person, truthfully? So as I speak, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So why put off studying it on the mat? Once you know the techniques, let's say you don't feel like you're high enough yet to be able to study this, but there's a Ihami code device that you really like and you pretty much think you've got it as good as you can get it at your level. So why not then add this ingredient in, add it in, like the drops of vanilla essence or something to a cake. They may only be drops, but you're adding them into your overall practice. Now, going back to what I try to do with the class when I'm teaching and what the students choose not to do is talking. In my days when we were shouted at, beaten, bullied, all the things that I'm saying are wrong in this day and age, we were actually too frightened to talk. Yes, I was an adult, I run a multi-million pound business, bringing up a family, but I was also frightened. I don't know if frightened is the word, dubious of the senseis, with what wrath they could come down on you with, because they were so good, they could do so, we thought, miracles, that we didn't speak. We just trained hard and took all our time to get our breath, really, because the training was quite fast, a lot faster than perhaps it is today. And pounding into the mat, you would perhaps have 4 goes, get straight up. They would have 4 goes, they would get up. Until the sensei stopped the class to go to the next technique or point something out, it was just a mass of training. The conversation was so short. You may slip in, can I do that again? But normally they were wasted, can I do it again? Because you'd repeat exactly the same thing over, rather than give it a little breather to think, what am I doing wrong? Perhaps if I go slower. And Saito Sensei taught us this, where a lot of the Western teachers didn't. A lot of the Japanese teachers don't either. So you have to not talk, and you have to get in the zone of what, not only technique, but switching on your senses. When I put my arm out, can I sense the feeling that I get from my own self? This is moving energy, moving your energy from you out. If the energy is portrayed big enough, that's why the great senses have this expanded aura. And after you've got comfortable with those senses, you can see their glow, just because you love them so much, that you admire them so much. You want to absorb everything they've got to tell you. Now this takes me back to, most people have seen Bruce Lee in Enter the Dragon, when he's doing the class with the young boy, and he hits him and he says, "Don't think, feel." Well, feeling, I used to say a lot, when you do this, feel the energy. And you sort of can feel it, but really it is more sensing. So if you can work on these 2 words, feeling and sensing, they'll become the same. Move my finger, I can feel it even in front of the camera. I can feel the energy as I move. You could say you're feeling the density of the air. Whatever you want it to be to appease you, then please accept it. Yes, he hit him and said, "Don't think, feel." And that's my gift to you, if it's a gift, to tell you, if you really want to advance in Aikido, you need to not talk. And when you do talk, use it as a red light flash up to you and say, "Oh dear, I'm doing it again. I'm not going to talk." And if the person starts talking to you, it may seem ignorant, but you don't always have to talk back to them. You don't have to get in a conversation. Why does this annoy me so much? It's because you're missing a valuable part in your studies. Such a valuable part. Anyhow, thank you for listening. I hope this all helps. And I hope today I've told you that technical and mental should be used as one, and I'm trying to slowly give you more ideas and keys to open more doors for your journey. Thank you.